What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video where I recap all of my bets for the past week. This video is a little bit late because I actually had food poisoning this weekend and I'm just now recovering. I didn't even bet since last Sunday. I didn't even bet Sunday. And today's the first day that I've placed any bets. So this video's a little delayed. My bad about that. But we had a crazy good week even with no bets on Sunday. So I want to go over everything with you guys now. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. Monday, we took Derek White, 3.5 assists, and Alperen Sengun, 8.5 rebounds. So for Sengun, he was coming off a poor rebounding game, which created a buy low value despite strong underlying rebound metrics. Recent games showed elite opportunity volume, so 26 rebound chances against the Sixers, 21 against the Spurs, and 61 combined chances across the 3 games prior. So he's having a ton of opportunity. And Memphis lacks elite glass cleaning size, especially with JJ often at the 5, and that leaves all the rebounding lanes open. Previous matchup produced 16 rebounds on 24 chances, showing strong conversion with this specific opponent. And the expected emphasis on defensive boards and transition initiation increased his projected rebound opportunities. So comparable bigs like Mark Williams, Gobert, Zubac, Hartenstein all have cleared their line versus similar setups so far. So I knew this was going to be a good matchup for him, and he was in a good buy low spot. So I ended up pairing that with Derek White, which is my alt line. I put 1.5 units on this because the payout was not that great. To be honest, I probably would have put $6,000 or 2 units on this if the payout was like 2x. But because the Alperen Sengun one was only 1.5, I didn't put more than 1.5 because it's like at that point you're risking so much to win, only 1.7 back or 1.72 back. So Derek White one he's cleared in 18 out of 21 games, averages 5.5, and he had 64% potential assists across his last 6 games. So he's got crazy metrics. And Portland is bottom tier versus mid-range creation. So with the roll stability in the matchup, this was a pretty high floor prop. Both of them only cleared this by half, so it was very close. I'm glad that I didn't put more on this, even though it was a winner, just because I think it was the right play to put 1.5. So that wraps up Monday for us. We went up 3.2 grand on Monday, so a good start to the week. Tuesday, I had Alex Sarr and Ryan Rollins. So for Sarr, Portland plays pretty fast, and they struggle defensively against bigs, which boosts their scoring environment. Centers score 15% on average above their season averages against Portland. Recent center performances versus the Blazers, you had Bam getting 32, Okongwu getting 26, Nurk getting 21, and Duran getting 26. He averages 22-plus points per game across his last 3 with heavy usage, 31, 36, and 37 minutes played, and 52 total field goal attempts across that span. So the volume is there. It's a good matchup, and Portland ranks bottom tier defending putbacks and free throws, and those are both the 2 areas that Sarr generates offense the best. So good matchup, and it favored his versatility. So this was a good play, and then I paired this with Rollins' rebounds. He's hit it in 14 of 17 and 70% on the season. Giannis and KPJ both being out increased his expected minutes, so I knew he was going to get even more. And he's covered in 4 straight without Giannis. So this was a pretty confident alt line that I paired with it, 1.16. This was a really good payout because of the Sarr play, 2.15, and I put 2 units on this. So this ended up being really profitable. We profited on this play alone $6,900. Yeah, $6,900. So at this point in the week, I'm up 10 grand, right? This is a very good start. At this point, I'm kind of, because my goal is like 25K for the week. I can kind of cruise throughout the week here. I'm not really going to throw too much on a play because I don't really want to lose too much either. And that's exactly what happened here. So I only put half a unit on this. It was a 1.95 payout. We had Fernie Simons and Siakam. So the one that lost, Simons, this was the previous matchup against Atlanta resulted in a strong shooting performance. He was 4 for 10 from the 3. The Hawks allow top 10 volume of threes and play at the second fastest pace, which increases possession count. He'd cleared this versus teams allowing top 15 3 volume in 8 straight games historically, and 7 of 7 games in 2026 entering matchup. Volume was there, process aligned. I thought this was a good play. He only missed by 1-3, but still it is a little rough to lose on a 1.68 play. The Siakam play also barely cleared. For that one, this was my alt line that I paired with it. It's on a 7-game streak, covering 14 of 15, averages 30 points per game in the 2 previous matchups versus the Bulls. And Chicago allows the highest rim attempt volume, and Siakam leads the Pacers in rim scoring and converts at 67%. So this is a key indicator here. When their shot style and opponent weakness lines up like that, it's usually a good bet, and that's the trigger that I kind of pull a lot of my bets from. So Wednesday we went down 1,500. Not a big deal. Again, only half a unit. Like I said, I was kind of cruising unless I saw something really good. And that is exactly what happened Thursday. Thursday, I had 2 plays. Both of them were 2-unit plays. Both of them crazy good payouts. So we had a 2.7 here and a 2.2 here. I had MPJ and Nazar Thompson, and then KD with Desunmu. So for MPJ, his first game back in Denver after trade created a revenge game narrative, and I love those. And I combine this with an opportunity spike. The Nuggets saw the top 10 scoring in PF and SF roles, and MPJ cleared in 9 of 9 games versus teams allowing top 15 PF scoring while playing in 27-plus minutes. He's averaging 33.5. So a great matchup for those power forwards. Cam Thomas being out increased his shot volume expectation into the 20 to 25 field goal attempt range. And he's already cleared this versus Denver earlier this season. So for Thompson, he covered in 9 of 10 games, averaging 9.2. He logged 11-plus RA in 3 of his last 4 now, and the Suns rank bottom half, allowing rebounds and assists to wings. Small forwards covered 60% versus Phoenix recently, and strong offensive rebounding trend. Already cleared versus this matchup earlier this season. It was just a solid play all around. And I paired those two. Again, he got 10, and he crushed his with 38 on a 25.5-point line. Really good play overall. Glad I put 2 units on it. Same with this one. Both of these were, mid-tier payouts, but it was a really good payout when combined. 2.2 is perfect. For KD, he was averaging 31, 6, and 5 on 0 days rest this season. The Hawks rank bottom 6 across points, rebounds, and assists allowed. And he had a 72% hit rate with 10-plus potential assists, 8 out of 10 when logging 10-plus rebound chances, and 85% hit rate with both metrics occur together. So, crazy efficiency spike, and then again, combined with his offensive centralization. And for the last one, he had a perfect record without Trey Jones versus the bottom 15 paint defenses. The Heat allow top 5 paint scoring and play fastest pace, increasing shot volume. He's averaging 18 points per game in similar matchups, and he's over an 11 of 12 when shooting 39% plus. So another amazing play. And again, he crushed his line. He got 10 points over, and KD got 4 over his line, essentially 4.5. So 2 plays there. This was big for us. We went up 17 grand. A little over 17 grand that day. So at this point in the week, we're up 26K. I'm completely happy with that. I could just stop betting for the week, to be honest. But I continued, and you will see. I went really light on the unit sizing, though. So coming into Friday, this is the second to last day we bet. 1 play, 1.98x, and I had 1 unit on it. We had Scotty Barnes and Mark Williams. This was our first under of the week. I really like unders, but I stay away from them simply because there's not as much data on them. And in my opinion, it's harder to predict sometimes. But they can be really profitable. So don't be afraid of them. They're just they're less fun when you're watching the game. And I only put 1 bet in, so obviously I'm going to be watching this game. So for Scotty Barnes, he'd cleared in 13 of 14 with 8 20-plus outings now. His alt line, he's hit his alt line in 77% on the season, and the Magic allow top 3 power forward scoring over the last 15 games. Comparable power forward performances versus Orlando have already shown strong scoring upside. So this was a really good alt line to pair with Mark Williams. For Mark, he's under in all back-to-backs this season, 13, 18, 13 PRA. Cavaliers allow the 7th fewest paint points. He's under in 11 of 13 games versus top paint defenses. And he has a minutes reduction trend. So he's under in 21 of 26 when he's playing 25 minutes or less. So with that matchup difficulty and the fatigue, it all lines up for, a pretty free under. And yes, he did get 19, which is, 1.5 points away. So I was sweating this one out. But Scotty Barnes cleared his line early. So I was pretty confident that Mark Williams would stay under. And that brings us to Saturday, which is the last day I bet. We took Smith Jr. and Flag. For Jabari Smith, he's averaging nearly 7 rebounds on the season, double-digit rebound chances in 4 straight games. Mavs are 27th in rebounding efficiency, creating a strong matchup. And I expected opportunities from defensive rotations, pulling bigs away from the rim. And that's pretty much exactly what happened. He cleared his line and got 8 on a 5.5-point line. That's pretty strong for us. Again, I only put 1 unit on this. It was only a 1.74x, not a great play. But, you got to take what you can get. For Cooper Flag, he was coming off a 49-point performance. He historically follows big games with sustained volume, over in 14 of 17 when taking 16-plus shots. He took 18-plus shots in 3 straight games now, and he's the emerging focal point in the offense. If you've been watching him, his scoring role is expanding massively. So, in a tougher matchup, the volume expectation supported the line. And that's exactly what happened. He got dropped 34 on 19.5. He has been absolutely cooking. So I put 1 unit on this. And that wraps up our week. Sunday, no bets. I had food poisoning. I was out after Saturday night. I couldn't even finish that game. I was done, man. So just quickly go over what we have here. Monday we went up $3,000. Tuesday we went up $6,000. Wednesday we went down half a unit. This is an amazing week. I haven't had a week this good in a while now. Thursday we went up over $17,000. $17,000 at this point. We're up $26K on the week. Friday we had 2.9, puts us at almost 30, and then Saturday tips us over at 31.62 grand for the week. So the total staked was exactly 30 grand this week, and the total won is 61 grand. So we actually usually the staked is a little higher, like if we go to last week. Yeah, staked 37 grand, only made 27 grand. So the payouts this week were really good. And I've kind of been switching more to a higher unit, less plays kind of style, where I really only take 1 play a day. Sometimes I'll take 2. And I've been liking it because my odds have been better and I've been winning more. And this week kind of proved that. So I'm going to continue to do this week. I have 1 play in for tonight. That'll be revealed in next week's video. So we'll see. That game's going on right now. I'm going to tune into that game as soon as I hop off. If you guys want to use the same book as me, I use Chalkboard. If you use code ZPX, they give you 100 in promo to play with. They give you a deposit match too, 100% deposit match. So if you put in 100, they give you 100 bonus. They give you a free half-yard pick. I'm going to use mine on the Super Bowl. It's literally just a guaranteed win. And they also give you packs you can open every single day. So you get like profit boosters. Like I get a 50% profit booster at least 4 times a week now because I use them consistently. Super good customer support. They are genuinely the best. It's the one I use. You can see all of these slips are on Chalkboard. They got the best odds, tons of alt lines, super easy interface. It's just such a clean app, and I can't recommend them enough. You get 100 free bucks when you join, and a free pick that you can add to any lay. Use code ZPX. That's the only way you can get that currently. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.